I know it's been a hot minute, but just trying to figure out some weird technical glitches that the phone and all electronics have been just kind of weirding out for a little bit. But also, we're working on our solar. We actually got our solar up and running, so it's nice to have solar power. So, no more buying gasolina and all that stuff. So, just relying on good old sunshine, which Arizona has a lot of. Anywho, I thought we could just have a bit of fun today. I know I haven't been on for a little while, but I have been uploading, our channeling videos. So definitely always check out every Monday for those channeling videos. But I have some deck of cards here, actually several decks of cards here. Let me show you. I have my Rebel deck here. In this little pouch, I have Tarot of the Witch's Garden, which is a new deck by Sasha Graham. And let's see, I also have, and I know I didn't really let anybody know I was going to be on today. I figured, what the heck, I'll just pop on, what ifs. I have my Wally's World Oracle here. I have my Claire de Lune Lenormand, and a little deck that I created that I cannot sell because it has copyrighted images. So it's like a little personal use one, but I call it the Athlete's Tarot. And it's just got, you know, various athletes and stuff. I don't know. I just thought it'd be a lot of fun to use. But anywho, I just wanted to kind of hang out with you guys, see what's shaking. Lisa, hey, what's up, girl? She says, hey, how are things? Things are good. Like I said, been busy. Mostly working on solar, working on the homestead here, releasing some shadows, going through some big healings. And now hanging out with you, lovely homies. Edgar, what is up? He says, hey, you. All right, so we'll see how long we go. I don't know. We'll see if the internet like holds it together. But anyway, I don't think I properly introduced myself for people who may watch this on the replay. If you don't know who I am Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and my links are all down below if you want to learn a little bit more about me. Maybe you want to check out my website, kittensweightsandtarot.com. I have all different types of readings and channelings and lots of good stuff there. Also, like I was mentioning earlier, have my Wally's World Oracle if you are interested. And I want to do a little shout out to the homies that have been supporting me, not only with the videos that I create, but these live chats and all the wonderful things that we do, in Desert Cauldron, and just helping us to prepare this place one day for a retreat, hashtag burning sage. But anyway, to my lovely patrons, hello, all my Patreon supporters. Love you guys so much. Those of you guys that were at the woo-woo tier, I hope you guys enjoyed your monthly readings. Those of you guys at the crystal tier, you guys got your crystal grid for the month. And then all of my patrons got a nice guided meditation for the month of August. If you're interested in my offerings on Patreon, definitely go check it out. The link is down below. But a special thanks to Lily and Dana and Jamie and Charles and Kayla and Suri and Brandy and Samara and Jason and Brian. Thank you guys so much. Love you. And also to my YouTube members, those who support me here, right here on the channel. Thank you guys so much. You guys see a little kitty head right next to their name, but Lisa, Kayla, Susie, Jamie, thank you. Okay. Let's see. Edgar says, my mom's head is exploding with the news on aliens lately. Yeah, just from my own point of view, and we all have our own points of view. Dude, many of our higher selves are aliens. So technically, there's already aliens on this planet. They've been here for a while. Whatever the news or government's reporting, I don't know if that's real aliens. They might be trying to skew their own narrative. So, although I know there are aliens, I think they're making fake aliens. Anyway, but that's always a fun topic anyway. Especially like with my family, like my parents will be all disinterested until you say something about aliens, and they're like, "Oh, well, actually, maybe I have a few more minutes on the phone right now." Lisa said, "Bless up." Yes. Edgar says, "Till they show us one, it's another distraction." Exactly, bro. All right. So I wanted to show you guys because you know that I always cast a circle at the beginning of these live chats. Well, I want to show you a wand that James and I created. It's probably the most badass wand we've ever created. And I love all of our wands, by the way. You can check them out on Desert Cauldron, but this one is actually going in James's shop because it's mostly his materials. So, and by the way, you can find him on Etsy, Light of Ryga. That's Ryga. So Light of Ryga, all one word. You can find him on Etsy, all different types of crystals. He handpicks everything. Like he has a crystal soul. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so this wand, are you guys ready? Woosah, prepare yourselves. Ha 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 ha, dude. Mmm, mmm. That is a wand, man. So I believe this is Bolivian amethyst, and actually, Bolivia is where his mother is from. It's a beautiful, just purple amethyst, just boom, boom, boom. It may be one of his Brazilian ones, but I know that he loves his Brazilian and his, actually, Uruguay, Brazil, and Bolivia have some really nice amethyst. But dude, the purple power on this one, purple people eater, man. And then we have some ethically sourced materials from the reservations in Montana for the leather and the sinew here. And then this piece here is actually a rock from our property. As you guys know, it's got a lot of swirly, crazy energy on this property. And even when we put like little stones in people's packages when they buy from Desert Cauldron, they're like, dude, where'd you get that stone? That stone's like, and I'm like, it's just off our property, dude. So this is just, this is a piece of quartz, but it's got inclusions of iron in it, which gives it kind of that pinkish, kind of orangey hue to it. It's just like, and then this piece here is actually a piece of our juniper. So we have 800 plus to over 1,000-year-old junipers on this property. And this is one of our branches that had fallen. So we don't cut any branches around here. But anyway, so this is juniper, super healing. We got amethyst here. We got quartz here. So hey, if you guys are interested in this wand, just send us an email. My email is down below. Or you can message me later on Instagram at Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, or message James actually, because this is his wand. This is going to be in his shop. So at Light of Ryga, Ryga. You can find him on the Instas. All right, so let's go ahead and cast a circle. Lisa's like, dude. Edgar's like, what is it with you two and the club wands? I love it. And amethyst is one of my favorites. I don't know. I just feel like wands should be substantial. Like, you know, I know technically we are the wand. The magic is all right here. But if I'm going to create an external representation of our magic, I want it to fit like a freaking, yes, club, like a medieval club in my hand. But I club people with magic. I blast them with light bullets. Light, yes, light shells. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and cast that circle. So let's see, which direction is north? North is that way. Let's go ahead and do this. Calling in the direction of the north and the elements of the north to help us to cast our circle today. Calling in the direction of the east and the elementals of the east to help us to cast our circle today. Calling in the direction of the south and the elementals of the south to help us cast our circle today. Calling in the direction of the west and the elementals of the west to help us to cast our circle today. Our circle is cast, let our work begin. And so it is. All right. Edgar's like, Tu Wong Fu, larger than life. It's just the right size. Janine, hey, how are you? All right. So, like I said, I just want to kind of hang out with you guys today. Let's slang some cards. So, you know what? Since we are doing a weekly reading, maybe let's do that first. And I was thinking for our future live chats, you know that I always post a poll of some sorts. Of course, I haven't been posting any for the past, few live chats, but that's because, I have not been doing my live chats, been trying to work on the electronics and everything, and solar and electricity and all that good stuff, learning about electricity. But I'm going to post some more polls, just kind of asking you guys more questions, more than just like the live chats. I really love your feedback. I appreciate what you guys have to say. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Okay, so let's grab a deck. Let's grab a deck. I have my Wally's World Oracle. Let's pull a theme card for this upcoming week. And as I do, maybe you guys want to grab your cards. You could slang some cards right along with us. That is what the live chats are for. It's not just for me to be a talking head, but for all of us to come together, have a little chit chat, have a little hangout. You want to talk about anything going on in your lives? Feel free to do so. You want to pull some cards? Let us know what your intuition is saying. Go ahead and do so, or just straight channel those messages. I love that too. So, all right. Let's see what this week is cooked up. How is the energy with you guys lately, by the way? I'm saying like since the full moon, maybe even before the full moon, with this Venus retrograde, with this whole Lion's Gate. I say for me personally, the biggest, darkest ego shadows that I possess are like, been right there in my face. And I'm like, all right. So big healing going on, and ready to let that shiznit go so I can be a better service for others. I can do the work that I'm meant to do on this planet at this lifetime. Because, I mean, why else are we here? Okay, so let's go ahead and see what Wally has to say. It's the back of the cards, by the way. Nice. Okay, so this image here, I don't know if you could see, there's actually like a guy dressed up as a cowboy back there, although we do have real cowboys here in Arizona. This actually is a picture taken in Arizona, in Tombstone, Arizona, when I got to visit there a while back with my ex-boyfriend. And it's just interesting because I don't have many Arizona cards in this deck because I made this before I even came out here, so that's kind of fun. Let's see, Edgar says, I was an emotional wreck. It was all Niagara Falls over here. Bro, I feel you. Niagara Falls right here. Rada says, surprisingly during this time, very calm energy around me. Excellent, excellent. I know it's been different for everyone. Some people are like, I'm like, ha 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 ha. Other people live like, what the heck is going on? I don't know, like all over the place. Lisa said, big healing going on here too. Rada's like, I was surprised. Yeah, I mean, dude, the energy's just so different and unique for everybody right now. That's why I'm like, how are you guys? Because I know that it's not the same for every person. So, all right, so let's see what Wally had to say here. And where did I hide Wally in this one? Oh, there he is. He's coming around the corner. He's got his little stuffed mouse in his mouth, his little mouser. Okay, so let's dive into this and see what the week has cooked up for us. Okay, so we're talking about all this big energy, and it's really our perspective, our reaction to it, and how we want to feel through it. And with kind of staring down this long walkway, the energy I'm getting is our choices are going to be a lot more clear. Which direction we want to head throughout the rest of the week. So let's say a situation arises, or something occurs. It's going to be more clear what you want to use your free will choice for. Like, do I go this way and go down an ego spiral? Do I allow my ego to react to the situation and just let it do what it do? Or do I go this way? I take a pause, drop into the heart space, listen to my higher self. What is the best course of action for all persons involved and for our best and highest good? So we're going to be afforded that clarity this week. And it's not because the universe is like, oh, here, you get to have clarity this week because you've been a good little boy or girl, but it's because of the work that we've been doing, the healing that we've been doing. And this is also to show you that because of the healing you've been doing, your choices are that much more clear for you guys. Like, okay, whoa, I almost went down an ego spiral there. Okay, maybe I don't want to do that. Or maybe you do. And it's, part of the learning process. It's part of the lessons. Maybe sometimes we do need to go down an ego spiral to see that we don't want to go down an ego spiral. Sometimes we need that. So don't see the choices as being good or bad, because technically all choices are just neutral. It's just our perspective and our emotions and our reactions all wrapped up inside of it. And so it could be, well, I want to go down this way, but be conscious of it. I want to go this way because, you know, or I feel like going this way because. All right. Let's see. We have some more homies coming on in. Aurora Cetera, Merry Meet, everyone. Merry Meet. How are you, Aurora Starcy? Okay. So that was the theme for the week, but let's get into the nitty-gritty details. Aurora said, I'm so relieved. I was worried about you. Oh, everything's fine over here. Just, on a homestead, it gets busy. And we were working actually several days on our solar, just trying to get that thing running, trying to understand electricity in general. Luckily, we had one of our neighbors, he's part-time around here, and he's a retired electrical engineer, which is fortunate, and he lives 4 hours away, in his other home. And he's like, hey, I'm willing to come up and help you guys. He drove 4 hours just for us to help us with our solar for a few days. So I was really, really, really grateful for that. And I don't know how I'm going to repay him. I baked him a cake and I used like the little sprinkles, that you put on cakes. I arranged them in the shape of a sun, and I was like, thank you, so he got to have a whole cake. I don't know if he brought any home to his wife, but anyway. So yeah, we've been working on that. James has actually been creating a little like trench or creek from underneath our spigot. And we've been lining it with all the beautiful rocks around this property and sandstone. And we're going to, well, he's going to eventually wind it towards the greenhouse that I'm kind of planning out right now. And then we'll like wind it into the garden. So that way the garden can get fed from the excess water from our spigot, but also it provides water for all the wildlife around here. And even though it's only just begun, the wildlife here have already come to check it out. Like, we got frogs here. I don't know if you know, but like there's the nearest lake is about 30 minutes from us. I mean, there's technically some like catchments that people have made, but there's not a whole lot of water, around here. I mean, there's big lakes, but not here. So frogs have appeared, and we just have way more species of birds coming in. The hummingbirds have actually tried to land on me, so they're trying to like, I'm trying to not scare them, and they try to land on my hat. Sometimes they try to drink from my blouse because I wear a lot of brightly colored blouses that look like flowers, I guess. Um, I'm making friends with lizards. A lot of baby lizards are out and about now, so that's kind of cute. A lot of horny toads, um, lots of good stuff. Actually made friends with a rattlesnake. Yeah, and like, dude, I have so much to fill you guys in with. So let's do this weekly reading, and then let's get to story time, because I have a lot to share. I know it's been a hot minute and I have a lot to share. I know you have a lot to share. So please don't feel like you have to silence yourself because I'm chitter chattering away. I'm a Gemini, just, please do offer. Let me know what's going on with you guys. What has been happening? I haven't gotten to talk to you guys in a while. So let me know. Edgar says, I got High Priestess, 10 of Swords, and 7 of Swords. Going within to heal. Solitary moment sets my spirit free. Awesome. Aurora said, I'm so glad. Edgar says, doing Dr. Nick here. Hello, everybody. James says, I can never find genuine friends, like the universe would never send me nice people. Oh my goodness. Well, hopefully in here, because I know some people live kind of just our living situations. It's hard to find people that we feel a connection with. You know, sometimes when people live in apartments, some people just never come out of their apartments. So it's hard to find community. Some people live way out here in the boonies like I do, and it's hard to find community. And that's why I like doing my live chats, and that's why it was important that I actually come back on and do my live chats, is so that we at least have a little community here of people that we feel safe with, we feel comfortable with, but yet we also challenge each other, and we share our beliefs, you know, in a safe space. So uh, let's see. Aurora says, "Don't put yourself down, James." Yeah. Aurora says, "I went to Chicago last week to see 30 Seconds to Mars. Are you serious?" I love that band. I also love Jared Leto. So says, "But I had to watch from the back bar because I fractured my ankle." What the heck, girl? What you doing over there? Were you getting crazy? Were you going mosh pit? Say you were going mosh pit, and that's where the broken ankle came from. Say you were mosh pitting. Or I was like, "Mary meet long hair. Long hair is here. Oh my gosh." Wow. Long hair, skinny eye toes says, "Hello, everybody. Sorry I'm late." Hey, no worries, because I had no particular time I was going to be on today. I just kind of like came on. Edgar says, "Maybe I've been focusing too much on solitude. Feel like I may need a little company." We're here for you, bro. A tiny witch's journey says, "Hi, yay, sorry I'm late." Hey, no worries. I just kind of popped on. So you were right on time. Edgar says, "I fell off a speaker last night." I'm joking. Dude, Aurora's like, "I wish I fell out of my hotel bunk bed." Your hotel had a bunk bed? That's even cooler. I would love to tell people a bunk bed story where I fell out of it and fractured my ankle. Embellish, but do tell us the story. Okay, so, all right, we'll get into, well, you guys can chitty chat. I'll pull some cards for the week, but yeah, then let's just hang out and do some story time. I feel like that's appropriate. Okay, we're gonna use my Athlete's Tarot. This is one that I can't sell. This is just my personal one using images off the internet. But let's pull some cards for this week. And this is one I've just been I felt called to use this whole past week, is my personal tarot. Okay. This week, August 6th, today through August 12th. Can't believe it's August already. Is anybody else getting the vibes that something big is occurring in the world between October and November? Because I've been getting that vibes. And everybody I've been doing readings for, all my clients are like, "Yeah, we have like an inkling of something, but we're not sure." I don't know what that is. But I'm going to have positive, high hopes for it, that there's going to be a lot of healing, whatever that is. And it's all going to be good. All good in the hood. Or in the forest, actually. I'm not in the hood anymore. Okay, let's pull some cards. Edgar says, "At my newly built tarot table." Yay! Edgar, you're going to have to send me a picture. Oh, wait, I think you did send me a picture of your reading space. But might as well send another one. Maybe with one of the fur babies in it on Instagrams. Hey, one of the scrub jays is here. Hello. Have you come to listen to our reading? Oh, you've come to see if I have food for you. I fed you guys this morning. Anywho, you're going to have to fight it out with the squirrel. No, actually, no fighting. No fighting. The hummingbirds are doing enough of that while fighting over the bird feeder. I need to get them another one. Okay. All right. We have the Eight of Cups. We have the Queen of Cups. And we have the Princess of Cups. Hey, hey, cups all around. All right. Let's see. Let's go back here. Aura said, "I had no money. I found this little hotel that I could afford, and they gave me the top bunk, and I'm afraid of heights. I looped my blanket around the support bar to use as a rope to get down." Oh my goodness. I love this story already. Oh, Janine, hey, I would love to pull some cards for you. So yeah, let me get through the week and then I will pull a card for you. So, excellent. I will do that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Janine said, very sad and awkward period as relationship of 7 years, not working out. Known him 30 years. We are barely talking. I'm very sorry to hear that. So yeah, we'll definitely pull some cards on that. Tiny Witch's Journey says, wow, how exciting, kittens. And James, I've been hoping for our lost frogs. I miss them. I bet they migrated somewhere else. That's cute. Yeah, we have the little tiniest frogs just hanging out near a little trench of water. Aura says, I didn't know you're part of the echelon. The echelon? Maybe, I don't know. Janine says, I used to share bunk beds with my twin. I got top bunk and used to dangle down and prod my sister. You know, that sounds like something I would do, honestly. If there were bunk beds, I always get the top bunk. Lisa said, bless up, Janine. Key is here. Hello, hello. Or Kai. All right, so let's see. For this week, obviously, a lot of cups energy, probably due to that Venus retrograde. Seems like a lot of relationship stuff coming up, heart stuff, emotions, connecting to our own emotions, relationships, even friendships. You know, any sort of type of relationship, work relations. You know, all of that kind of coming up lately. But let's dive into this one. Okay, so the energy for this week is all about also understanding the choices that we make. Remember, we pulled that card from Wally, and it was saying that you have clarity of which path you want to go down with the situations that arise this week. You know, it's like, do I want to go down, you know, utilizing the ego, which is totally my choice, or do I want to go down dropping into the heart space and seeing what comes of that, which is also my choice. And because of the healing, you have clarity of that. But now it's also understanding the emotions behind the choices we make this week instead of, I feel really angry, so I'm going to make this choice right now. Instead of maybe taking a pause, why do you feel so angry right now? Or why do you feel so sad? Where is that stemming from? And on the surface, it may be, well, this person or this situation is actually what's making me sad or angry, or maybe happy, you know, whatever emotion it may be. But let's get to the root cause because intense emotions, from my experience, usually don't just come out, you know, apropos of nothing. So let's say there's a situation, somebody does something that annoys you, but you get way more frustrated, annoyed, angry, whatever it may be, than maybe is warranted for that situation. Then we need to dive into where the intensity of that emotion is coming from. We go backwards and backwards. We may find out that there was a shadow that was triggered 6 hours ago. And I've just it's just been sitting with the ego. And now that something else that is very similar to that trigger is showing up, albeit in a subdued way, has just allowed the emotions to come out. You know, sometimes we just need to get it out. But once it's out, we have to figure out, where did it come from? Why? What was the emotion trying to teach us so that we can heal from it? You know, instead of, I got angry, this happened, say la vie, you know, carry on, and we just go about our day. This week is all about understanding why we make those choices, why certain emotions are arising. Emotions are our very first language, not the oral language that we speak, not our, you know, mother tongue. It's the feelings. We're a feeling creature. And so these feelings that are arising are trying to say something to you. They're trying to speak to you. They're trying to say, hey, you know, there's a little healing that's needed here. Or, hey, you need to care for yourself more in this area. Or, hey, maybe it's more our reaction than the situation itself. You know, so a lot of healing again, kind of processing through this week. But I do feel, especially because it is Venus, you know, with the Venus retrograde and the Lion's Gate and everything else, that um, these situations are going to be involving other people and possibly other people that are close to us. Because usually when people are closest to us, they can probably help us trigger the most intense emotions, which helps us to gives us the biggest types of healing. So, okay, let me see what you guys had to say, and then let's go back and help our friend Janine out by slanging some cards for her. Aurora said the 30 Seconds to Mars fan base is the echelon. I didn't know that. I've always just like loved the music and just kind of, but I've never actually like gone on any fan sites, so I didn't know. All right, call me a part of the echelon, girl. A Tiny Witch's Journey says, I changed my name from Fiction Lady to Tiny Witch. Oh, you're Fiction Lady. Hey! Awesome, awesome. So saying hi to long hair, skinny eye toe. This is Edgar, feeling lonely too. We're glad to have you back, girl. Edgar says, I got Judgment, Six of Cups, Hermit, and Wheel of Fortune, a moment of greed. Judgment is coming. There will be those willing to help, but those who wish to look out for themselves greedily. Aurora saying hello to Tiny Witch. Edgar says, our good fortune depends on the decisions we make in regards to one another. Very nice. Edgar asking Tiny how she's doing. Aurora said, I probably should explain that I changed my name again too. It's me, Caitlin. Yes, yes, that's right. Caitlin has a new name. Beautiful screen name. Okay, Janine, let's go ahead and pull a card for you. Let's put this deck away. Let's use my Tarot of the Witch's Garden for your question. Again, sorry that you guys are going through this stuff right now. I know a lot of stuff's coming up. Hopefully for our best and highest good, for the best healing for you both. Let's see here. Okay, so she says, advice around my need to leave my boyfriend's home and move forward positively towards my life purpose. So advice around needing to leave his home and moving positively towards your life purpose. All right, so let's dive into this one. Kayla! Mwah! Hey girl, how are you? Edgar says, oh God, my water faucet nose turned on. Be right back. Napkins are required. Dude, I thought that was just me. Like I always have to have napkins everywhere. Like whenever the wind kicks up or something, I'm like, okay. All right, Janine. Okay, let's just tap into your energy first, just while I do a little shuffle. Okay. Before I pull any cards, Janine, as I was tapping into your energy, something that I was getting was seeing you much younger and how difficult it was to let go of things and people. And you know, I know that that's difficult for any child, and maybe that's why all of us to some degree have difficulty letting go of certain things. But you know, as a child, you know, when certain people left your sphere, like let's say you had to leave some best friends behind, or you moved and you had to leave friends, or your friends moved and you know they had to leave you behind, or perhaps people in your family moving away or leaving the family, and it being difficult to cope and understand um, how you can continue to um, let's say hold on to everything they were able to give you. So like let's say you had a really tight friendship with somebody and they moved away, and then feeling a loss of that friendship, not knowing how can I hold on to all the good things this person and I shared together. Um, and so instead we mourn the loss of the person or the situation, and thinking that it's the person or the situation that holds all of our memories. Like that person, if that person goes, then all the memories go with them. Or, you know, if they go, then all the magic that we learned, all the healing that we had, all the positive things and all the lessons too go with them. And that's more from a child's perspective. You know, children don't really understand that. So that's why I'm speaking to more your inner child on this one. And so when you go into meditation, I would say call up young Janine and have a little chit chat with her and let her know that when things had to go, whether it was her toys or, you know, friends or people in the family, it doesn't mean that she's lost a piece of herself. She is always whole, no matter what age she grows to be, no matter what situation she finds herself in. She's always a whole and complete person. And that's something the child needs to understand, that a person leaving doesn't mean a piece of that person is left. It just means that somebody who came into their life, just like, flowers coming in and growing, have left with the season. But there's so much that we get to keep because of that. We get to keep the lessons, we get to keep the joy, we get to keep the good times, everything that you learned about yourself, everything that you were able to help that person with, either your friend, romantic partners, family, probably not having romantic partners when you're a kid, but um, that we get to hold on to all of that stuff, that we don't necessarily have to hold on to the person itself. And so that's just something that came in, was more inner child work had to take place, in understanding that situations leave, people leave, and it's not a right or wrong. It's nobody's bad, you know, um, that sometimes things have completed in their journey. Again, the child doesn't understand. This is why it's an inner child thing. That you guys came together for a time, learned some things, acquired some things, were able to help each other, and now the person that is leaving is off for a new adventure to go find other people that they can help and who can help them. And now you're released on your new adventure for people that you can help and who can help you as well. So again, some inner child work going on in. But let's go ahead and pull a card. How you can move forward for your best and highest good while and your purpose while doing that type of meditation, going inwards. Mm. Ah, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. And so the message here is that there's no need to feel rushed in our healing, rushed to have all of the answers right now. Yes, as something is, let's say, coming to an end, um, I would say, again, going inwards, this is a lot of self care, talking to that inner child, because it's the inner child who is also very sad at this moment, because you've known this person for so long, and then not speaking to somebody that you've known for a really long time. Yes, hurts. Um, but now let's take a look at the relationship as a whole. What are some things that you learned well in this relationship? What did he teach you? And what were you able to teach him? What are some things that you learned that you didn't want in a relationship, and that you can thank him for showing you that? Like, this is, he taught me that I don't like this in a relationship. And he also taught me that I do like these particular things in a relationship. And that's wonderful. So it's putting you into a gratitude phase instead of a I'm feeling a loss type phase, which naturally we're going to feel. And please don't deny your emotions. Don't stuff anything down. Let them out if they have to be let out. Cry when you feel like you need to cry. Laugh when you feel like you need to laugh. But thanking him for, and you don't have to do this to his face, you can just do it energetically if that feels better for you. But thanking him for teaching you all the things that you do and do not want in a relationship. Thank you for all the ways in which you helped me to grow. Thank you for all the ways in which you showed me how to be my own person. And thank you for teaching me maybe some skills I didn't know before the relationship or before we had known each other. And also, that you are teaching me that people can know each other for a very long time and still find ways to move on and go into maybe other relationships, and that nothing is permanent. You're showing me that nothing is permanent, that everything is a cycle. And that's wonderful, because just as one cycle ends, that means there's so much newness waiting for you. There's so many people out there waiting to get to know you with your newfound knowledge, your newfound gratitude, the person that you've been able to become as you move out of this old phase into something new. You're really just shedding a skin. And so that's what I'm feeling with the Seven of Pentacles here. Just as you move forward into your purpose, just understanding that I am always evolving. I'm never the same person. You're not the same person you were 30 years ago. I don't have to know you on a personal level to know that you've changed. Over that course of 30 years of knowing this person, you've evolved and changed. And that's also why possibly the relationship is splitting, is leaving, is because people grow and they change. That's the nature of things. And so the people that you once were, perhaps at a time you needed each other. You needed to teach each other the lessons because you had each other's medicine. But now you've gotten the medicine, you've learned, you've grown, and those two energies aren't compatible anymore. And that's great. That means that you've blossomed into something new. He's blossomed into something new. And now he's off with that newfound energy that you helped him with. He's going off to go whatever his next adventure is. And now with everything that he's helped you with and the medicine you found within yourself and through him, you get to go on to your next new adventure. And so I would say maybe keep this in mind as you do your meditations, as you're moving forward. I know that it's difficult. I know that we feel the feels, we're human beings, but just kind of keep that in mind as you move forward. All right. So thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Let's go back here. I know I missed a bunch of your comments. Um, Aurora said, thank you, Tara. It's inspired my birth name, Caitlin Marie Dawn Birch. Marie means star of the sea in French, and Aurora is the Roman goddess of dawn. Nice. Kayla said, I'm good. Hope you're doing well too. That's excellent, chica. Aurora said, I was Night Daughter, Tiny Witch. Kayla says, I purchased the 99 sticker, but it's not showing up. Oh, well, you know what? Let's go ahead and slang a card anyway. So, yeah, let me know what your question is then. Tiny says, Aurora, oh, gotcha. Edgar, ugh, sounds like we PayPal support hacked my account. Oh no, and tried to scam me. I had to head down to the bank and block them right after getting my credit card. Oh my goodness, that's awful. Aurora said, oh no, Tiny Witch, I hope you get everything fixed. Edgar's like, it had to be about people in our past. I miss someone. It's been almost a year. I want to see him again. It's in my power, but I separated for a reason. I don't know. All right. Kayla says it's showing up in my digital purchases on YouTube. Hopefully you received it. You know what? I'm going to say it's, like I said, electronics have been super glitchy. It probably went through. I probably just don't see it, but it probably went through. So yeah, go ahead and let me know your question and we'll pull a card for you. Janine said, Edgar, it's difficult. I understand. I know it cannot continue for me, but it's heartbreaking. I feel I'll not get a bond like that ever again. We were college sweethearts. And Aurora says, what's your favorite 30 seconds to Mars song? The Well, it used to be, what was it, The Kill? But then, oh, that song, why is my brain blank? It's the one that's got Dita Von Teese in it in their music video, and it's like, "Da-da-da, oh, oh, oh." Da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That's probably, I don't know. I know it was a popular song, and usually I don't like everybody else's favorites, but that was my fave. Um, all right, so Kayla would like a message from Eco. Of course, I love tapping into him. He's such a sweetie. Edgar says, OMG, Tiny, keep an eye out. Never know. I hate depending on tech all the time. Same here. Tiny Witch says, well, Janine, I got Traveler for my Mermaids deck. I have adventures rather than goodbyes. Everyone can just kiss your tail goodbye. That's what my intuition says. Start a new story. Up in the air, yes. Aurora said, that was my introduction. Cool. Edgar said, Jamie, I get it. Long-term connections, or Janine, long-term connections hurt. I was with this person 13 years. Aurora says, they're going on tour soon. Maybe we can go together. That'd be cool if I got cash. Funds are running a little low, but that's okay. I'm actually cool about that. I have everything planned out that I pretty much won't have any cash by the time I get all the like the garden and everything, the greenhouse. And I'm cool with that because then we're gonna be self-sustaining. So yeah. No need for money anymore. All right, so let's go ahead and pull a message for Eco. Janine, so what deck did you use? Oh, this is Tarot of the Witch's Garden by Sasha Graham, and Natasha Il- Illich is the artist. Or I said, it's okay. All right, so Eco, let's tap into you. Kayla's looking for a hello. Okay. Eco always shows like the most interesting visuals. So this time he's like in the circus. He's like balancing on a ball. He's got a ball balanced on his nose. He's on his hind legs, like he's doing a trick. You know, he's showing the circus. Um, so let's see what he is trying to say. Let's pull a card. What are you trying to say with this circus act, Eco? What are you trying to tell Kayla? All right, so we have the Page of Pentacles. What are you trying to say, Eco? Okay. All right. So Kayla, Eco is also expressing that, you know, as many of us have been expressing here, that a lot is we're releasing. There's a lot of things that are we're letting go of. Not always the most fun. Sometimes it is enjoyable. Sometimes it's not enjoyable. But Eco is saying that in your conscious mind, you've kind of come to the realization that your day-to-day routine, like kind of what you take for granted, like, oh, I always do this, and then I always go here when I go out, and then when I, the order in which you do things for the day, I get up, have breakfast or don't have breakfast, and maybe go to work and or school, and all these things that everything is always in pretty much the same order and there isn't a whole lot of thought behind it. It's automatic. When we get into a routine, that's why it's a routine. We don't have to think about it. It's just automatic. And Eco says that he knows that you've noticed that particular routines that you've been in for a while probably don't serve you anymore. But maybe it's difficult to figure out like how do I like jumble up this routine? Like how do I get it unstuck? Like how do I get myself in a newer type energy? And he says this is good. This is the energy you should actually be in, the one that's like, you know what, maybe I don't want to do the same old anymore. And maybe what once used to fill up my cup before, maybe what I used to do for work used to fulfill me, but now it's not, and Eco says this is good. You're in a questioning phase. You're starting to look at each aspect of your routine instead of just mindlessly like, oh, and then I eat this, and then I always go here, and I always do this, and I always go to the same gas station. And Eco's like, now it's time to start looking at why you started doing those things in the first place. How did it become routine? And does that routine still serve you? Or is it just convenient? Eco says, I know it kind of, that's why he was showing the circus. Okay. He says that sometimes it feels like a balancing act with you. Like, oh, I always have to, or he's saying like in your energy, like you always have to kind of keep things balanced, but I'm always in this routine. I'm always having to be in this kind of keeping things from falling apart, keeping things from, um, keeping everything kosher, basically. He's like, but where did that all stem from? And that should help you to understand how you can break up routine, how you can start something new. Is trying to figure out where all of that started from and why. What caused you to be in that energy in the first place? And he's not saying anything negative that any of this is bad. Like, he's a very positive dog. So he's never looking at anything bad. He's just saying he just knows that you might feel a little stuck at the moment. And so he's saying in order to kind of shake things up, you have to figure out why those things got put in place in the first place. And if they're not making you happy anymore, they don't, it feels like they're not really serving a purpose other than just being a part of the routine, then maybe how can we replace it with something else that does fill us up? Or how can we just let that piece of the routine go, thus shaking up the routine? So it's definitely time for newness type energy. So, all right. Okay. I'm going to move us back a little bit. We are in the sun. Oh, looks like we have some more readings to do. Excellent. I'm just going to move us back up in here. Do, 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 do. There we go. And you guys come with me. Come with me, my dears. Oh, my lordy. We are off balance. There we go. Okay, let's get some wah-wah. Okay, that's much better. All right, Kayla, thank you so much for allowing me to connect with Eco. I hope that helped. Okay, let's see. Let's go back here. Let's see. Edgar says, I'm using the Crow Tarot by MJ Cullinan. Nice. Oh, Aurora, a message from your fairy guide, Mystique. Excellent. We'd happy to pull a card. Kayla, you're very welcome. Aurora says, I sent a text to Susie. I hope she gets here in time. I think Susie's been taking some time off, probably for as long as I've been off, for the live chats. I think she's been taking time off of social media. I think she's just spending more time with her son and healing and everything. So I know a lot of people just kind of been off doing that, which is great. I definitely needed, some time to spend here with the homestead, really working on things so that I could come back, I think, here with a refreshed energy for the live chats. All right. So Tiny Witch said, yay, thank you. Okay. So Aurora, a message from your fairy guide, Mystique, which I think you showed me a picture of your statue that you have for Mystique. And it's awesome, that I'm out here in the forest. That probably helps to connect to those elementals and those fairies much easier. Okay. Okay, so Aurora, she was showing me kind of like you sitting in your room, and like she's behind you, albeit small, like kind of trying to rub your shoulders. um, and it's kind of more like a rub your shoulders as in good job. Like you've been doing a good job. She says some of the work you've been doing, the healing. I know we're all doing different types of healing. We're all different places on our healing journey, and everything is quite personal. Everybody's got their own personal healing journey that they're on. So it looks different, all of us, from each other. But she's saying you've been doing a lot when it comes to self-worth lately and understanding like your purpose in this world, and how you're able to help and how you're able to help yourself, and understanding that you have a beauty that you can express to the world, and that you have something to offer, and that whatever it is that you offer is unique because it's coming from you, just like everybody else has something to offer. And those are all unique things because we're all very unique beings. And yes, we all are one, in terms of energy. We all come from the same stuff. We're all basically one being with all these other little beings branched off, which is us humans. But she's saying that you're finally understanding that, and wanting you to see that, because that's a different place than you were. Excuse me. Had a little piece of something in there, but definitely at a different place than where you were as a teenager, you know, and even a little kid, where oftentimes your worth was dependent on, um, what people said you were, or how worthy they said the things that you created were, or what it is that you were able to produce, or what, whatever you were able to do, people basically judged your worth on that. And you took that as, I mean, this is all subconscious, took that as like, oh, okay, that's my worth. But now you've come to a place where you're like, you know what? I have some really good things that I have to offer this world. And I have some things that I know are helpful for people. I know that when I, interact with this person, that I have nothing but positive intentions, and I know that they feel that. I know that they're helped in some way. And so Mystique is like, yeah, like you've been doing a lot on that, and she just kind of want to do a little congratulation. But let's go ahead and pull a card. But that's just what was coming through energetically. Oh, see, there you go. Excellent. So we have the Ten of Swords. I know some people aren't like, Ten of Swords, excellent. But no, in this case, truly excellent, because this means this is death of a belief. This is something that is no longer in your realm, or it is actually leaving at the moment, where you had a particular belief about yourself because of what other people may have thought or said, and you just kind of took that as, well, I can kind of see where they're coming from, so yeah, they must be right, or what they're saying must be true. And so we just take that as truth, where whatever's been coming up lately has kind of challenged a lot of those beliefs. And so then it's like, wait a minute, if I can do this, that contradicts what people have said before, which means that maybe that isn't true about me. And this is actually true from now my own personal experience. And so, yeah, it is a working on the self-worth, which is fabulous. I think that, a lot of us, if we actually knew our worth, wow, this place would be even more magical. So, all right. So basically, like, yay from Mystique. Aurora, you're so, so very welcome. Let's see, let's go back here. Amanisha, how's it going? Edgar says, I need an alarm clock to remind me about the lives, like the old alarm clocks with the hammer. Dings on the phone don't help me. I keep missing lives. Okay, Edgar, don't ever get the clock with the bells on it. I think I have trauma. Maybe that's my next trauma to heal, is the alarm clock with the bells on it. Like my mom thought, let's see, how old was I? I was probably like 13 or 14. And my mom bought me one of those alarm clocks for my birthday. It was a gold alarm clock, about this big, had the big bells on it. And I put it next to my bed, and I was like, oh, I thought it looked so cool. And I was like, yeah, it's going to go off and it's going to get me up for school. And so the bells went off, and it was like, it was so loud, and it like cut me to my soul. And I've never felt such anxiety and terror and fear in my body all at once. And I literally fell out of bed. I remember the first time the alarm went off again. I think I was 13 actually. I fell out of bed. I was like, oh my God. I was like shaking as I like tried to get the hammer to stop. I was like, stop. And so then, with great trepidation, I set it for the next morning. And after a while, I think it went off like 3 times before I was like, I'm gonna start having panic attacks from this alarm clock. I was like, I was like telling my mom, I'm like, Mama, why did you get me this clock? Like, I was like, I think I'm having trouble inside my body. I was like, my heart won't stop racing. My mom's like, it's just a clock. I'm like, you don't understand. It's like piercing me to my bones. So I unscrewed and I took the bells off. And even the sound of just the hammer vibrating was like enough to shake my soul. And so I started waking up like a minute before my alarm would go off with like shaking with terror. And I would like put the hammer down. I'm like, I'm like, I'm up, I'm up for school. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Let's go back here. Armanisha says, I felt like I was supposed to check in with you. Well, hello, hello, welcome. I haven't been doing my lives in a while, so this is actually first time back, guys, hanging out again. Aurora says, yes, I know my worth now. Excellent. Edgar says, imagine if we were all one giant cell on an animal, but we don't know because we are tiny. I've thought about that before. I was like, what if I'm like actually on a dog right now? And like, I'm like, wow, my world is so massive and cool. And I'm really just like a flea. I'm like, interesting. A flea's life. C'est la vie. um, let's see. Let's see. Da, da, da. Lisa said, that's good, Aurora. Aurora says, thank you. Amnesia says, is if you had something to say that might make me feel better. Well, hopefully, as we chat here and the readings, that I'm doing, hopefully they can help send some good juju your way. Tiny Witch said, Edgar, so do I. I got a really old large print alarm that will scare the crap out of you. I think it's made for deaf people. You want it? Oh my goodness. Tiny Witch, you are hilarious. Edgar says the childhood trauma parents provoke. Your mom knew. I know. She knew. She knew because she told me she had this alarm as a teenager. So she knew. And she was like, hey, just gonna pass on that little trauma to my child. Oh my goodness. Manisha's like, those alarms are loud. For real. For real. Oh, Aurora. All right, let's pull a card for you. I had a fight with M. Will we move past it? All right, let's go ahead and pull a card. Edgar says the brown electrical clock radio ones. I had those ones, the ones that are the clock radio. Yes. I used, yes, I love those. That was my favorite. That's actually what I took with me when I went off to college. I had that with me since I was in middle school, and then finally it like broke one day. Aurora says more a misunderstanding than a fight, but the character limit went over. Oh, okay, okay. Edgar says tiny witch, sure, but if I get heart problems, I'm storing it. Edgar, tiny witch says Edgar battery overspray, but it ticks. It sounds like an old-fashioned one. The it beeps when it's um, oh, it's louder than blasting your stereo. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, so will we move past this? So you had a misunderstanding with M. That's why Mystique had said what she said in the previous card pull, because when you, I want to say, like, get into fights or when there's arguments or misunderstandings, disputes, um, now when you get into those, your energy has shifted from when it was before. Like, let's say before you'd get into a debate or argument with somebody, and you might be second guessing a lot of the things that you say, because of the self-worth issue. Might be like, oh, maybe what I did was wrong, maybe what I said was wrong, and somehow you feel it's upon your shoulders to fix it. Like, I have to be the one to fix it. Not to say you should give up all responsibility, because I believe in any friendship or relationship, it's 50-50. No matter what the actions are between the two people, we give 50% of our energy, they give 50% of ours, and then we decide to take it or not. So in that 50-50 relationship, in this argument, now you're starting to understand that it's not all you. Like, it wasn't 100% you. Like, it's not you that has to be 100% responsible for fixing everything, or you that 100% has to feel shame or blame, or whatever things sometimes our egos say to us. But instead, looking at it objectively, what did the person say? What did I say? Um, did this person say anything that was true, or maybe gave me something to ponder, as I look at this through my heart space instead of my ego? And were there things that I said that maybe were untrue? Or maybe they were true and the person had a hard time taking it? But as you said, it was a misunderstanding. So maybe in this instance, how could I have been more clear? How could they have been more clear? Maybe we could talk about being more clear with each other. What part of it was misunderstood? What part of what either of us said was stemming from our egos instead of our heart space? And just looking at it objectively that way. And I feel like because what Mystique had said, you being more in your self worth and understanding that, having that energy shift also allows the other person, M, as you said, allows them to shift their energy um, and approach the situation later from a clearer perspective. Remember, we were talking about this whole week is about clarity of choice. I believe that now you have a clarity of choice. What do you want to do? What do you personally want to do moving forward, with this person? And this person now, with their free will choice, has more clarity of vision of what they want to do moving forward. And this is a great thing. This means that we're not just reacting and not necessarily taking into account what part of us is reacting and why we're reacting. Okay, so let's pull a card then on that. Anna, this is going to get resolved. You guys are going to move past this. Let's see. And we have the Knight of Cups. I do feel that you guys will move past this. It may take a little bit more time because I feel things are moving a lot more slowly now in certain instances, especially when it comes to maybe friendships and relationships. But you both do need time to kind of think about what emotions arose because of this misunderstanding. How did it make you feel? Why do you think it made you feel that way? Could this misunderstanding be triggering something from the past, maybe even from childhood that needs healing? In which case, then it's a wonderful thing that this misunderstanding came about because then it helped to show you something that needed healing, but also vice versa for the other person as well. If this misunderstanding didn't happen, then there's something that they probably wouldn't have seen without this misunderstanding. Now they can go back and they can heal. So this is actually something that you both can learn something from, you both can heal from. I do again say that it does feel like you guys will move past it, but keep up the communication, clear communication, as clear as you can be, and just also understanding what you can learn from this and what your emotions were trying to tell you while in the moment and post moment. So all right, let's see. Let's go back here. Da, da. Aurora said, yes, exactly. I said some horrible things to M. Aurora said, he's a sweet person and I feel terrible. Looking back on it, it's like I was a different person. And she said, yes, Susie thinks my birthday, M's a Leo son, his birthday is the 20th. Wow. And Tiny Witch said, Aurora, sorry, I got distracted. I hope you feel better. I see two purchases for super stickers. Did you mean to do that? And Edgar says, okay, turning on the disco ball, opening the Bud Light, getting a different deck. Edgar, I want to come party with you because I feel like where you're hanging out is like pretty cool right now. Aurora said, thank you, Tiny Witch. Yes, I had two questions. All right, excellent. Thank you, Aurora, for letting me read for you, as always. It's a pleasure. All right, so I said that we were just going to do a little hangout too, a little chit chat about some things. And I wanted to talk about the animals and like insects and things around here. James and I have uh, tapped into a different energy here. Okay, so hold on, let me move this up here. And I'm gonna move this over here. I don't want it to be in the sun. Especially my James's beautiful big ass wand. You guys see this at the very beginning? James is selling this in his shop if you guys are interested. Anywho, so I'm gonna hold on to this big ass wand. And okay, where do I even begin? Maybe I start with the story about the snake. Okay, so as you know, I haven't been on here for my live chats in a while. Been working on the homestead, especially this solar. Glad it's working now. Um, so I was moving a lot of the wood and pieces left over from building the solar array stuff. When we were building the shed and everything, there's like construction pieces, laying around. I wanted to make things nice and tidy, keep all the wood together so that we can use the leftover pieces for future projects. So we moved a piece of wood, immediately found I would say a teenager rattlesnake. I wouldn't say it's a full grown adult, but it wasn't a baby either. Um, Shaking its little tail, all coiled up underneath this piece of wood. James screamed, which made me scream. I mean, I think it was just a surprise to him, but normally we're not afraid of snakes. So I'm just standing there in my flip flops, by the way. Oh, Aurora's getting another deck. Cool beans. Hold on, let me move you guys here. I just don't want the phone to be in the sun. It gets too hot. Okay, now there's a stick here. So, okay. Okay, you guys are in the trees. I hope you know. Okay, so we decide this little snaky can't stay here because it's too close to the homestead. Like, we don't want to accidentally step on it. It gets hurt. We get bit. I don't like have any anti-venom up here or anything. And it's an hour drive if I had to, hour and some change if I had to take anybody to the hospital. So basically, that's why I'm trying to learn as much as I can on like how to take care of myself, how to be my own doctor, my own dentist, all of that. So anyway, we decide to get these really long PVC poles, the kind that we use to actually bury our conduit for the solar panels. And we use these really long poles to basically poke a rattlesnake. I didn't really want to poke it. I just wanted to guide it away from the property and like go down the hill, like go back into the trees. And so the whole time this rattlesnake is just doing its rattle, but it's not once like lashing out at us. Not once did it ever try to bite us or even bite the poles that we were trying to guide it with. We weren't trying to hurt it at all. We were just like, you can't be here. I was trying to send it mental images of like, go here, go to tree, no be here. Like, we don't want to hurt you. That's not the thing. Begrudgingly, the little snaky left, went down the hill, but just like looked back at us and was like, I didn't want to leave my area. Like, that was really nice underneath the wood there. I was like, I understand, but you just can't stay here for both of us, for our own good, because I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want to get hurt. So it's like, okay, snake leaves. So the next evening, again, just wear my flippy floppies because that's all I wear around here. Sometimes I wear my boots, but some people are like, really? With like tarantulas and poisonous spiders and snakes, you just wear flip flops out there? Yes, because my intention is that I don't want to cause harm to anything. Nothing will cause harm to me. And that's kind of been the case. I have never stepped on a cactus. I've like never like got bit by a snake, another spider or anything. Um, so then it's sundown. It's kind of hard to see. I'm walking back to the RV, um, and I can hear the rattle, and I was like, "Oh, Snakey, are you here?" So I'm like looking in the dark, and actually I have pretty good vision in the dark. And I was just like, "Oh, there you are." And this time he was coiled up underneath the first step of the RV, which means if I put my foot right there, I'm going to be right in the snake's face. So I was like, dude, buddy, you can't stay here. I know you want to hang out with us. I know that you want to be friends and all, but it's just, it's a difficult relationship, humans and poisonous snakes. I was like, we can't be together. So I was like, so again, we got our little PVC poles, and again, we guided him out from underneath the RV. And this time we walked him down the hill. And actually he went to go where he eventually like stopped and decided I'm just going to be here, is in a weed called snakeweed around here. Um, Appropriate name, I guess that's why, because snakes like to hide in it. So yeah, he went down in there. We kind of hung out with him for a while. He looked at us. Not once did he ever strike. Like the whole time, like we prodded him down probably like 100 feet or so. Um, he just kept giving us the warning of like shaking his tail, never tried to lash out at the PVC poles, never lashed out at us. Um, I tried to like let him know, again with the mental pictures, you can't be up here. This is why we're putting you down. It's not because we hate you and it's not because we want to hurt you. And so then after that, I got this feeling that that was a test from the forest. Like, are you here to dominate this land? Or are you here to work with this land? Are you here to work with the animals here? Are you here to integrate yourself instead of allowing our ego as humans being like, this is, I am human, this is my land and I shall dominate it. Are we gonna, become a piece of this land? Basically, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. I'm gonna be a part of this place. Um, and so after that, the next morning, every animal has been so friendly to us around here. The hummingbirds trying to land on me. I swear I'm like in some sort of Disney Cinderella, like ha 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 ha, like the birds want to land on me. Like, really, I'm not exaggerating. That's what's been happening. Like, the birds come to talk to me, while they're sitting in the trees, or the lizards come over to hang out by my feet. The animals just aren't scared anymore. Like, they decided, like, oh, okay, she didn't kill they didn't kill the snake, which means that they're probably not going to hurt us. And the thing was, like, snake is the test because snake is supposed to be the enemy of human. And if the humans aren't destroying their enemy, then maybe they're here to actually learn and be a part of this environment. So yeah, all the animals are here. Miss Squirrel, she lives in the tree across from our cabin, and she comes over to us if she wants to play. Sometimes she comes over to say thank you for the apple cores that I leave her sometimes. I know that she's been storing up a lot of the food and like scraps and everything for her babies because she is nursing right now and she's trying to store it for winter and everything. So yeah, I mean, like, just a lot is going on. Let's see. Aurora says, okay, I'm back with the illustrated bestiary oracle. Ooh. Tiny Witch's Journey says, I have not heard of that deck. Aurora says, I got House Mouse with Work Together. She said, it's part of a 3-deck series by Maya Toll, illustrated bestiary, illustrated crystallary, and illustrated herbiary. Tarot Witch. Stephanie, hello, Stephanie. Aurora said, Cinderella is my favorite. Mary meets Stephanie. A Tiny Witch's Journey said, thanks, Tara. I can finally be my silly self, elf self. Yes, definitely. I have always wanted to be an elf, by the way. Like, I was like, let me be a forest elf when I get older. Lisa says, I've had butterflies around me. It's like those old Disney movies. I know, right? The same with the butterflies. Like, the butterflies, birds, hummingbirds want to land on you. The lizards want to hang out by your feet. If you are drinking some water, you pour a little water for them on the ground. They come over, they have a little bit. All the bunny rabbits have been coming up here because James is building that little creek. Um, yeah, it's been pretty freaking awesome, I would say. It just feels like the trees are more willing to like speak to you. The animals are more willing to speak to you. The earth itself is more willing to speak to you. Oh, dude. Oh, Lisa said, bless up. Edgar said, decided on something workday tarot. Excellent. Um, there's, okay. One day, James and I are sitting out on the porch and we look up into the sky. And granted, we both had a little bit of the ganja, but not too much. So I'm not like in outer space or anything. I'm just like, so anyway, we're sitting there. He looks up into the sky. He's like, oh my God, do you see that face? And I look up, I see the face that he's seeing because it's a legit face, not a like, oh, I think that if I use my imagination, I could see a face in the sky. Like, no, it was a face in the clouds, like a real face, had eyes, it was a detailed nose, mouth. And we're both like, and it's such a massive cloud that it's like, if we lived in a snow globe and somebody's face is like right up to the snow globe, it looked like somebody was looking in at us. We were like, Stephanie is like, that's so cool. Yeah, we're like, oh my gosh. He's like, well, pull some cards or tap into it. Like, what does it want to say to us? Because obviously we're not seeing a face for a reason. So we're like, okay. So I pull some cards and I'm like, okay, the energy is that this is like a land guardian and he's just kind of showing himself because a lot more has been revealed to us around here because of our willingness to open up our energy and opening up our world to more possibilities and trying to set our ego aside basically and not trying to judge anything really. We're not trying to be like, oh, that's possible, that is not possible. We're like, we're open to anything, up here. And so because of that, he's like, I'm willing to, well, I don't think it has a gender. It's just like, I'm willing to reveal myself. And it's like, I just want you to know that more things are going to begin revealing themselves that make you question your 3D reality even more, the matrix reality. It's going to help you see beyond. Like more of the veil is going to get pulled back from this area, just so you know. So I was like, okay. And so after that, James and I would just using our eyeballs. Normally, like when I see anything 4D or 5D, or even when I'm tapping into you guys, I'm using my third eye. Like I'm using my crown chakra, I'm using my higher self. I tap in energetically. Very rarely do I see anything with my peepers, because my eyes are connected to my 3D body. So it's probably why I don't see things with my eyes. But uh, we've been seeing a lot more with our eyes, like physically seeing spirits with my eyeballs, and then James seeing the same spirit. Like we'll be seeing the same thing. Like, do you see that? Yeah, I see that. It's like, do you see that orb moving across? Yeah, yeah, I see that orb. It's like, it's getting wild out here, and I really, really enjoy it. So, anyway, like so I wanted to share those stories. But yeah, we've been doing a lot up here. Like I said, we got our solar going with the help of our neighbor. I'm working on the garden right now. I'm working on constructing like a greenhouse design that I want, trying to figure out how to do it for the least amount of cash. Create that. I want to create some raised beds. I've already been doing a bunch of like reading and studying up on the areas of our property that would be best in terms of soil, which soil has to be amended, which soil I might have to bring in, like let's say for raised beds, which has shade, which has sun, which has too much sun, looking on the hillsides, maybe for planting corn. Apparently corn likes hillsides. Finding some of the valleys where during monsoons and snow, where the water accumulates, that would be better for plants that need more moisture. So basically looking at the area instead of like saying, I need to dominate and change this area to suit my needs and my gardening. I want to look at what's already here, like what's the natural topography of this area and how could I use it? Use some of the flat surfaces, the more hillside type surfaces. How could I use some of the creek beds? Is there stuff that I could plant underneath the junipers because of the rich soil that the junipers and the pinions have up here? So I've been doing a lot of research on that. I already bought a bunch of seeds. I'm collecting like plastic bottles and egg cartons and stuff like that so I can do little seedling beginnings. And I'm going to start that basically when we go into winter. But if I get the greenhouse going sooner than that, then I can start my seedlings early and go into that. So yeah, little Miss Dr. Green Thumb over here. So, so that's what I've been working on. Let's see. Let's go back to what you guys said. Edgar says, thanks, Tiny. I also have the oracle to go along with it. Aurora said, I purposefully pulled the monarch butterfly and black snake cards to check their meaning, digest your past, and grow your truth. Says, I don't know if you need tarot, but Paula is helping me create my own oracle deck. Are you serious? Hey! Congratulations. That's awesome. Stephanie throwing the shout outs to you as well. Aurora said, my deck will be called Melody Messages, Tiny Witch. It's an alt rock based deck. Super cool. Stephanie said, cool subject, Aurora. Edgar said, decided to pull out a card from the Spirit Animal Oracle. See what's up. And Tiny Witch said, awesomeness. Okay. Let's see. Where do we move now for shade? It's always like an adventure, where to find shade on the property. Well, first of all, I probably need my sunglasses now because The sun is right there. All right, you guys. Let's do this. Let's move, you guys, but maybe I'll do a little panorama. I'm in what's considered the cauldron right now. So there's a kind of, I guess it kind of looks like a cauldron, but it's circular. I mean, there's usually water that's down in there during monsoons, but there's like a waterfall over there and everything. So we call that the cauldron. Over here, where I've been sitting with you guys, let's see, right there is what I consider the picnic area because of its shade and everything. So maybe we're actually gonna go inside the picnic area. I think that might be beneficial for us. Yes, let's do this. Aurora said the witch's cauldron. Yes, that is us. All right. Okay, let's do that. I'm gonna take you guys in here. I'm gonna bring my chair up here. You guys talk amongst yourselves while I get set up here. Oh, I just have to crawl under this tree. Okay. But yay, we're in the picnic area now, so this is cool. Put that down. We'll go like this. We'll go like that. And then maybe I'll raise this up back here so you guys don't fall over. Well, you guys don't fall over. The tripod falleth over. Okay. That seems stable. Stable-ish. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna be right back with the chair. You guys give me just a moment. I just remembered I'm wearing my microphone, so you probably can still hear me. So anyway, I'm just walking along the rocks here. Maybe I'll just grab this and dish. I'll do dish here. I grab my Wawa. Okay, coming back up. Here I come. Ugh. I'm learning to be a billy goat. Walking around all these hills. There I am. Okay. All right. Back into the forest. Okay. Whew. Okay, we're back with much needed shade. Maybe I'll scoot in a little bit. Okay, that's better. Alrighty. Let's see, Aurora said, there are only 7 cards left to do. I can't wait to see how it looks. That's amazing. I'm so excited for you. There are 30 cards altogether. Super cool. All right. So tell me, guys, what else has been going on? Aurora obviously is creating an oracle deck. We'll definitely all have to check out someday when it's all done. Or, you know, if you want to give a little sneak peek on the Instagrams, maybe you can do that if you haven't done so already. Yeah. So yeah, let me know what else has been happening, let's say for the past month. Were you guys working on anything? Any crazy stories, fun stories, adventure stories? Did you guys get to travel anywhere? I know somebody went to a concert. Gosh, I don't know. When's the last concert I went to? Maybe it was a Tool concert. P.S. My favorite band in the whole world is Tool. I do love 30 Seconds to Mars, but Tool, A Perfect Circle, which has the same lead singer, Maynard James Keenan. Anyway, yeah, MJK. But yeah, Tool is like my band. So I think that was probably the last one I saw. And I used to, like, for my best friend's birthday, like he and I love that band so much. So I would buy him a ticket, and the two of us would like go see Tool together. Um, but I think before that, what did I go to? I probably went to Lollapalooza, which is like a multi-venue or multi-band venue that usually takes place kind of all over the place. But in the time I went, it took place in Irvine, in Orange County. So that was pretty cool. I actually met a boyfriend there once. That's where I went and met a boyfriend. Oh, story for another time. Let's see. Let's go back here. Edgar says, rise occasion. Aurora says, all right, all right. Edgar says, I lost my bank card and need to replace it. Oh my gosh, you and Tiny Witch gotta go do banky stuff. Ooh. Aurora says, I can tell you some of the cards featured though, or some of the bands featured though. Lisa said, Tool and Pucifer. Yes, I also have Pucifer downloaded onto my iPhone actually. Aurora says, if you can guess. Oh my goodness. Well, do you have Tool? Oh, hold on, sneeze. Excuse me. Yeah, is Tool in there? Is 30 Seconds to Mars in there? Is oh, let's see. Let me think of some 90s bands. Good Charlotte. You guys remember Good Charlotte? Um, 311. Who else did I well, who else do I listen to? Um, Deftones, also one of my favorite bands. I don't know if you know, I have a wide range of musical tastes. Like there's probably some country songs I can listen to. I don't know, but maybe I could. But I also listen to classical music. I also listen to opera because I sing opera. I listen to alternative. I listen to hip hop. I listen to rap. I listen to stuff that's in another language mostly. I yeah, but I think for the most part, I love um, metal. I love rock. So like I love Rage Against the Machine. I love Deftones. I love Tool. I love A Perfect Circle. Um, System of a Down. Are they any of those ones in your deck, Aurora? Let's see. Edgar says, "What's something good to ghosts and spirits out of your home?" Railroad ties. That's my suggestion. For me, when I'm creating like a protective border and I don't want certain energies in my home, I use railroad ties with a buffalo coin and I put it on top. And usually I use a bit of graveyard dirt, but I don't usually like take from graveyards. So I just use mullein instead of graveyard dirt because it's like a good replacement. So I do that and I just set like a little perimeter, kind of like I would do with crystals, like when you do a grid. So I would just do it in like the four corners outside of my home, or you know, if I was in an apartment complex, I would do it like that. Let's see. Tiny Witch says, I'm low vision and can see more than diagnosed and see things others can't. I wonder if your eyes could see energy without too much sight, Tara. Um, can we chat about it sometime? Sure, sure would. Because you know, it's interesting actually, Tiny Witch, you mentioned that. Like when I channel, like when I'm in a deep channel, and sometimes if I feel comfortable enough, I let the energy into my body so they can use my body to speak. Of course, I'm still back there, you know, wherever I am, wherever my ego is or my spirit, so that I could regain control of my body if I needed to push whatever it is out. But when I come out of that channeling, any deep channelings, my vision is horrible. Like normally I have hawk vision. Like I got 2015 and 2020, like it's as clear as eyes could get. You know, I have really good night vision. I'm just really good at seeing things on the ground. You know, if something gets lost, I have like pretty excellent vision. But I come out of a channeling and my vision is so triple and blurry and I can't see anything. And I noticed that when I like too much energy comes through my body, my eyes just kind of like shut down. Like they don't work too well anymore. And then it's like I can't see at all. I wouldn't be able to see at night. And it's like I get a little scared because my vision leaves me for a moment sometimes. And it takes a while for my vision to come back. Um, but yeah, I was like noticing like, is it like when we lose our like 3D vision or it goes away momentarily or maybe it's gone away permanently, does that help us to have much clearer vision then in 4 and 5D, like with our third eye? I'm wondering, because maybe the senses that we have here on Earth are maybe too much of a distraction from being able to sense the other things, or maybe it's meant to be that way where we're meant to incorporate all of our senses, you know, or the senses that we have into um, you know, the extra senses, we should say, or I wouldn't really call them extra because I think they're a part of us and they're not extra at all. They're just the ones that most people don't talk about, you know, the sixth sense or the seventh sense, you know, who knows. But yeah, that's an interesting topic, and I would definitely love to chat about that with you. Um, Aurora said, "No, I don't. I'm sorry. Mars is though." Ah, Tanya Witch said, "Keep Tool far away from me." Aurora says, "It's just alternative rock bands." Kayla said, "Audio Slave." Oh, I love Audio Slave and Soundgarden. Yeah, yeah. Aurora says, "The only one you've said is 30 Seconds to Mars." Oh, okay. Tiny Witch says, "Edgar, you and I seem to be in similar places. Eagle has been coming to me." Ooh, very cool. Stephanie says, "The other senses get enhanced." I'm thinking, yeah, because I I guess it's like a muscle, you know, whatever we rely on the most is going to get the most the strongest, right? Just like if we're working out in the gym and we're always working out our arms, you know, our arms are probably going to get the strongest, stronger than anything else. But yeah, like let's say a sense was taken away, like if I lost my sense of hearing or sight or whatever it may be, I'm sure my other senses would then become enhanced. The ones that are my 3D senses, but possibly also my extra sensory senses as well. So that's very curious. I think that that's fabulous conversation. Um, Edgar says, Tiny Witch, I've been hiding a lot, haven't been social, haven't gone out. I left my guy friend, but I never went out and met people. Aurora said, I try to keep a broad spectrum and narrowing out to 30 was difficult. Narrowing down to 30 was difficult. I bet. There's so many good bands out there. Um, who was I listening to before I came out here? Oh, that's right. I was listening to 311. I don't know all the words to like their songs, so sometimes it's like you're just going dun, 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 something something always going down down. Please just let me get something, know it now. Keep my feet off the ground. So yeah, I was listening to that. Before that, I was listening to the album 13th Step by A Perfect Circle. I like the song The Outsider on there. I like all of the songs on that album, but The Outsider, I don't know, that song just kind of cracks me up. Plus the music video that goes with it is just silly. And it's by something like it's supposed to be a movie, but it's a music video. And you have these girls called the Bikini Bandits or something, and basically they just go around town in their freaking Dodge Charger, like 1971 Dodge Charger, just wrecking havoc on everything, and then I don't know, and then they have to like go back to jail or something. I don't know. It's just a really ridiculous, silly music video, and I like it anyway. um, yeah, what I was thinking of doing today, maybe after the live chat, is busting out my guitar again because I got all of my stuff out of storage and I have my beautiful Black Betty. That's what I call her. But it's my Ibanez guitar, sleek black. I do have to make sure that my strings are still good. Make sure I didn't mess up the what you call it, my pickups or anything like that. But I think I know where I keep my, I don't know. Well, I think I remember where I put all my picks. Hmm. Probably doesn't matter. I just use my fingers. I don't have an amp anymore, so it's not like my electric guitar can be very loud. But anyway, I was thinking of busting it out later, and if I could bust out a song, maybe I'll put it on the Instas for you. I kind of suck at playing guitar, just so you know. I've always been a singer. So like I sing, that's my instrument. Like I can kind of play like the piano a little bit. I can kind of play the guitar, probably worse than I play the piano. Piano's okay. Um, but yeah, I think that's all the instruments. I tried to play the flute once, and I only learned one note. So me and the flute. uh, let's see. Bridge. High school, I remember my friends were so stoked when Green Day came out and when Garbage came out with their new albums. They're like, "Oh my god, you gotta get" from Green Day. They're like, "You gotta get Dookie." And then it was for Garbage, it was the uh, is it the Pink album? Yeah, yeah, I just music's always been, like, a part of me, like, listening to music through my friends, like, Discmans, and then before when we used to listen to our Walkmans, I used to carry around my dad's boombox to the beach. My parents had, like, a phonograph and, like, tape decks and stuff, so I used to record music off the radio, and I tried to, like, not record the commercials so I could make my own music, like mixtapes. Um I did try one time I wanted to go, like, on my parents', like, um, record player. I wanted to go, "Wicka, wicka, wicka." I didn't know that that actually ruined the records. So, my mom almost killed me when I, like, ruined her Black Sabbath, like, record, because I was like, "Mama, Imma play some records." She's like, "Okay." I put the needle on the record and I was like, "Wicka, wicka, wicka." My mom's like, "What the hell are you doing? You're scratching my record." I was like, "Oh, it's probably good now." It's like, "Produot, produot." So, yeah, I don't know. Adventures in childdom, I guess. Let's see. Let's go back here. Uh, the tiny witch said, "Ah, I'm sorry, Tara, 311, haven't heard that name in a while." Aurora says, "I think one of my favorite cards is the garbage card." Whoa. Edgar says, "I have Thriller." That song. I love me some Michael. Aurora said, "Nice, Edgar." I have to get it off so I don't like pop some strings while I'm like just trying to like play it right away, but we'll see. Should express that throat chakra. Angela said, "Blessings, everyone. It's been a while. How are you today? Hope your day is full of love and light and cake and blessings, and the angels and ancestors watch over you." Amen. Angela, we missed you so much. I missed you guys. I hope you know that. I hope you know that every time Sunday would roll around and I knew I couldn't really do a live chat, I was like, like, I do love seeing your screen names. I love hearing, well, reading what you guys have to say. I love connecting to your energy. Yeah, dude, it's been a minute. I'm happy that the internet is working now, that my cell phone is dying, and that, yeah, we can go back to these because this is good. I do want to do more polls for you guys on the YouTube homepage, like for my channel. Just asking your opinions, like on videos, not just for like live chat stuff, but like for videos or just, you know, anything. I want to get your opinion, so that we can do some more fun stuff here. I'd be cool. And I think this time off has gotten me in this like, you know, I want to do something fresh with you guys. I want to do just more stuff. I don't know. And you guys are my inspiration. So that's why, you know, I want to do those polls. So Let's see. Da, da, da. Scary stories, urban legends for apples, costume competitions, and prizes. Dude, Edgar, I'm serious. I want to go to your house. I want to go to these parties. I want to hang out with you, bro. Janine said, Angela, prayer poems, nice words. Angela said, thanks. Lisa's like, whoops. Yeah, I know. Aurora's like, instead of sending you the cards themselves, heck yeah, I'll listen to them. Yeah, whenever people send me music, I always listen. So, Tiny Witch said, Tara, well, interesting. My eyes are tiny and under developed, but everyone sees I'm stronger than my body. Then I can connect with you through Instagram or other social media of your choice. Yeah, Instagram is fine, I think, for sure. Tiny Witch says, sorry for the errors it sent before I was able to get edit. I read it. I read it just fine. Kayla's like, missed you. I missed you guys. I missed you so much. Kayla, I miss, yes, when I get to read for Eco, it's amazing. Angela said, I missed you guys too. I'm blushing. Says, I missed you too, Tara. I wondered where you were, but almost put a poem on the community tab to bug you. Hey, I would have loved if you put a poem up there. That would have been amazing. Um, Edgar says, looks like you're getting good wind there. So are we. Thank Gaia. We had enough of heat. Dude, just my intuition, but I feel like they've been turning up the heat on purpose with their little whatever craps they're spraying in the air. I feel like it's to intensify the sun, not always just to put clouds up there. I feel like somehow they intensify it. How I came to this conclusion, other than my intuition, we don't get any air traffic up here, I've mentioned before. But when there are airplanes, it's usually they're spraying stuff. And some people would say, oh, well, it's probably their altitude, and that's what makes the little puffs of clouds come out their back end. But we've noticed that sometimes when they fly, they'll like cut off the spray, continue, turn the spray back on, go back, cut off the spray. So sorry, I'm on an incline, so I'm like, so yeah, it's like they're practicing with their sprays. So sometimes they'll spray, it dissipates, kind of like a contrail. Um, so there's no clouds, but then all of a sudden, like within 30 minutes, and it's without fail, like if they don't actually make clouds, the sun is so intense here all of a sudden. And it has nothing to do with the time of day. It's not like, oh, it got intense because it's noon. Like all of a sudden it'll intensify and it's 8 a.m. and or it'll intensify and it's 7 p.m. And it's like, what the heck, you know? But then we noticed actually doing this solar was a good thing. I mean, other than we need electricity, um, because on a clear sunny day, there's no clouds, but maybe they've laid some trails, you know, in the sky, but they went away. We don't see any clouds. We don't see anything in the sky, and all the planes are gone. Okay, the solar is acting like there's a cloud and it's not picking up as much intensity from the sun. And by the way, we're at 6,500 feet and the sun is pretty intense up here. The UV rays and the UV index are pretty intense here. Um, oh, hold on. I'm gonna have to maybe plug myself in here. Give me just a moment. Plug in my juice. There we go. Ta-da! Um, and then other days when we notice they don't do a little, it's a bright blue, cloudless day. Now all of a sudden our solar panels are producing a lot of sun. But it's like sometimes it's like the heat is or the sun is intensifying, or it's like they turn down the sun. It's like they're playing with it. So I don't know if this is going to go along with some, you know, agenda on like, oh man, the earth is heating up. We got, you know, so now we need to do this. So I don't know. These are just my theories. I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm just like spitballing and like I don't know what you guys think. So yeah, I'm not trying to be like I know everything and this is what's going on. I just like to share what my experience has been, you know? So yeah, that's kind of what's been going on there. Let's see. Let's see. Angela said, "Hi, Tiny Witch's Journey. Blessings to you. Sending you blessings today. Hope your day is magical in every single way. Amen." Aurora's like, "Good deal." Angela said, "I just did a lifelong vacation to my matron Gaia 2 weeks ago." Excellent. Edgar said, "My family is like, it's nice you're doing this for Emily." I'm like, yeah, it's for Emily, my inner child. You make her a party. This is for me." Joking. Tiny Witch says, "Right back at you. Thank you, Angela." Angela said, "No problem. Hugs to all in the chat who want a hug." Aurora says, "I'll start with Mars, of course. If you can guess my favorite Mars song, I'll be surprised." Oh, dude, like I said, my brain goes blank and I can barely remember the names of my favorite bands. Tiny Witch said, "Aurora, garbage is already my favorite." Aurora's like, "Nice." All right. But yeah, let's see what else is going on. Oh, just for funsies, I have the Rebel deck here. I have actually a few of the different Rebel decks. This one's the game version of Rebel deck. I think I've shown you guys this one, but I just kind of want to pull a card. I think this is going to be funsies. Hello, Mr. Fly. Okay, let's put these back in here. Okay. All right, so the deck is divided into two different sections of cards. So you have the scenario and you have the answers. And basically, you shuffle the cards here and you get a scenario. And it's kind of like a fill in the blank, scenario, kind of like Mad Libs or something. Did you guys play Mad Libs? I did. I was a big nerd. I still play Mad Libs. So Edgar's like, "Bear hug for everyone." Oh, okay. We're doing bear hugs? Okay, okay. Come on, come on. Let's get in here. Come on, everybody. Hugs to all as I fall over in my chair. Okay. All right. Stephanie's like, "Love Mad Libs." Okay. And I love to keep the Mad Libs. Back when I was a teacher, I would keep them in the classroom for the kids, like during their free time, if they wanted to bust those out and come up with other silly words that they usually come up with. Uh, they're so goofy. I was like thinking back on like my years of teaching, and I think my students are responsible for my awakening. If they weren't constantly calling me out on my like BS, if they weren't constantly questioning me, like, "Why are we doing this? Like, how come every teacher does this?" And I know that my ego would like flare up, like, "Well, because you have to, or because the state said so, or because this is a part of our curriculum." But they are the ones that actually got me. I would say they're the ones that actually got my head out of my ass and got me to question everything I was doing, why I was teaching them certain things, kind of what was the energy behind what was to be taught to the students. So, yeah, yeah, I give a lot of credit to the kids for me being where I am today. Um, let's see. Aura says, "How about your favorite Jared Leto movie?" My favorite, of course, is Suicide Squad. Um, Lord of War. He was in that. I know that that was a really dark movie, but I think it was really well made. That was the one with Nicolas Cage. And then Jared Leto was supposed to be like Nicolas Cage's brother in that one. But yeah, Lord of War, dude, that was a trippy movie. It's very graphic, but I think Jared Leto was like a really good actor in that one. Okay, okay, just for funsies, since we're here, since we're just chilling and hanging out in the chat, I'm gonna pull us a scenario. Oop, there we go, that's our scenario. And then I'm gonna pull us an answer. Let's see. Kayla says, "May I ask a question with my milestone chat?" Of course, of course, of course. Aurora said, "Yes, super awesome." Okay, so for just us for funsies, it says, "A negative pattern keeps showing up for my past. Blank could be the first part to clearing it." Blank could be the first part to clearing it. Let's see what the answer is, shall we? And by the way, you don't have to use the answer cards. You can use a tarot deck and get your own answer from there. But for these purposes, we'll use their answer cards. Okay, a negative pattern keeps showing up for my past. Blank could be the first part to clearing it. Let's see what we got. For some reason, I knew it was this card, and it makes no sense. Okay. A negative pattern keeps showing up from my past. Bacon could be the first part to clearing it. We're gonna be clearing our past traumas with bacon? For some of us, maybe vegan bacon? I don't I don't it's the cards, they're fun, sometimes. I don't know, maybe some of you guys need to go clear your issues with some bacon, I'm not sure, you know? Oh my goodness. Okay. So Kayla, do you want me to pull, like, a legit card for you? Or Kayla, do you want me to get kind of ridiculous with you? I mean, I'm willing to go either way. I could be serious, I could be totally not serious, which most of the time I'm like, so not serious, but I could be serial if you want me to. And just is back again, net glitches. Hey, no worries. Okay, I'm gonna have some water, anywho. Angela says, so here's a tech glitch poem y'all can borrow. Aurora says, my pizza has bacon on it. Reminds me, I need breakfast. Hey, you know what? James would say that there's no better breakfast than cold pizza. um, Kayla's like, I don't know. Okay, Kayla, let's do a funsy one with you. I think we're just kind of in a fun mood, so we'll go with that. Angela said, tech glitches and gremlins be gone. Go away, do eat data chips. Somewhere else. There's no snacks here for you today. Amen. Amen. Edgar says, maybe it means comfort food can help you heal. Obesity, here I come. Tiny Butch says, oh, I totally forgot to draw for myself. Used my cats as always. Got 8 of swords. Cat holds a ball of yarn with a sword. Oh my goodness, that's so cute. Kayla, 12 months. Thank you so much for being a YouTube supporter. Thank you, thank you. So my boyfriend wants me to play Baldur's Gate 3 with him, and I've been playing, but it's really hard. Will I be successful with it? And if so, how long will it take for me to be good at it? Okay, we can tap into that. And just said blessings and hugs to all in the chat who want to hug. The world needs more hugs and more cake. I agree. Maybe I'll make a cake today. Oh, wait, I already made a cake. There's still leftover cake. Anyway, Aurora says, I'll just eat and watch. Sounds good. And just says, I really like the song Thank God by Kanye West. It's so wholesome. Kayla says, it's Dungeons and Dragons, but as a video game. Ah, D&D, nice. Actually, James has been my Sherpa up the mountain of Magic the Gathering. And I've been, so I have 2 decks now. I have a green-red deck, and then I have a white-blue deck. So I've been learning Magic the Gathering, but I've always wanted to learn D&D as well. Janine said, ah, fancy bacon. I used to hide my leftover pizza in the microwave from the night before, as my dad hated garlic and cold pizza. Kayla says, yay, 12 months. Tiny Witch said, bear hug, and damn it, Aurora, now I want pizza. Stephanie says, going to the beach. Have a great day. Have a wonderful day, Stephanie. I hope you have a great Sunday. Have a fabulous week. Thanks for joining us. Edgar says, I just had tres leches cake. Oh my God. Edgar, Dios mío, me gusta tres leches. So I had that on my 16th birthday, and it was so good. My mom would go down to El Tigre. El Tigre was like this market, I guess, like a Mexican market, and that's all I wanted for my birthday. I was like, I want tres leches cake, and so that's what she got me. And then my aunts came over, and my aunts and my cousin, and they made all my favorite Filipino food. So we had lumpia, we had, oh my gosh, pancit, sotohon, we had just everything, just all the goodness. Like all kinds of pollo, and yeah, awesome. Now I want tres leches cake, so thank you. Um, Angela said, yay, bear hugs, roar. Angela says, we all now have a huggy buggy. We must spread the hugs to our world, and whatever worlds are around us, ours the spirits must come from, because our hugs are rings of light and warmth? The answer is the world. Uh, oh, well, the world sucks and it makes us do what the rest of the world wants us to do, sadly. Or we could change it for sure with our lights. Okay, so Kayla, let's dive into this. I think I want to use the answer card since you have the question. Um, if you're going to uh, be able to um, beat him in, it was basically the D&D video game version. So he wants you to play, but it's really hard. So will you be successful and how long will at it? So let's take a look. Angela said, yes, yes. It's all about hugs and the cake. Maybe it's cake with honey and peanut butter on it for the bears because it's bear hugs. Ah. Okay, so how long to learn it and will you be good at it? How long until you learn it and will you be good at it? Okay, so we're going with the funny answer cards here, but I'll actually use my intuition too. So I'm gonna, so you're gonna get a real answer, but it's probably gonna be a funny answer. So, oh, oh, okay. Well, I guess it was a little more serious, Kayla. We're going the serious route. Okay, embracing self-worth. Basically, um, and I guess it's kind of going off of what James said, like with Magic the Gathering. Um, I maybe it's because of my years of being an athlete. I'm a very competitive person. When I do something, I do it to win. I do it to succeed in my version of success. And so sometimes we don't have as much fun as we could playing with others, games, or whatever it may be, because we're so wrapped up in the mindset that I have to be good. Like, in order to have a good time, I have to be good at this. I have to win. I have to succeed. I have to beat somebody in order to enjoy myself, which, you can enjoy yourself and never beat anybody. It's just for the love of the game. It's just for the learning experience. Like, oh, well, now I learned that. I didn't know how to do that before. Okay, cool, good game. Let's do another one. So I do feel that eventually, you're going to get better than you were yesterday and the day before and the day before because you're playing it. It's kind of like through repetition and you're constantly learning. And because it's not always the same type of game, you're always going to learn something new. So of course you're going to get better. Yes, eventually you're going to get successful at it. Um, but in order to really enjoy yourself and feel like you're picking it up faster, like you're getting good at it quickly, is letting go of the part of you that says, I have to win in order to have fun at this game. Instead of just being silly and just, who cares? Like I learned, and this is like maybe I'm talking to myself too, but I learned that there are a lot of people that play Magic the Gathering that don't win a single game. Like they maybe win 1 out of 50 or even 100 games that they play. And it's just because they enjoy having having fun with another person. Oh, why is this not charging? Hold on. Oh, it should be charging now. Surely. Okay. I'm like, come on, phone, you can charge it up. But yeah, so just, let the competitive maybe side of you take a little break ski, enjoy your time just being goofy, silly, but at the same time picking up some skills, learning some strategies, and eventually maybe you will be able to put those strategies together, maybe whoop a little butt. But it's not about whooping butt. It's really just sitting back and having fun with somebody else and just enjoying their company, enjoying the fun of the game. So, all right.